If I had to restart day trading completely from scratch, I wouldn't be there looking for that tricky strategy, that one strat, the one that looks fancy. I would just be looking for a simple step-by-step checklist that I can follow every single day. I can follow without any issues, which is easily applicable and I can use day in, day out. So this is the simple 5-step checklist that I go through every single day before I take a trade. If one of these is missing, I don't trade. Simple as that. All right, let me move my fucking head out the way. So I'll go through this now. I'll go through it and then I will go through a trade with it, just to show you. This is a quick vid. This is just a simple way to show that trading doesn't have to be hard. You can make it easy. And in my experience, simple's what pays. So here, the 5-step checklist that I use daily is I find my bias. And the way that I find my bias is probably the easiest way ever. I've been through multiple strategies to end up on the one I'm on now. And this is the easiest way I've traded, and it's the way I've made the most money. So this is the 5-step checklist, which has got me payouts like these ones recently. So for the bias, I go on the 4-hour and I find the most recent break of structure to a fractal. So for a fractal, we use the fractals indicator by Rachel T on here. So we'd be going on the 4-hour, seeing what direction the most recent break of structure is in, and then that's our bias. So if we broke to the upside, we're bullish. If we broke to the downside, we're bearish. So that's our bias. Step 1 done. Step 2, we wait for a sweep of a previous session level. So if the 4-hour chart, our most recent break of structure is bearish, we'd be marking out previous session highs. And if the 4-hour is bullish, we'd be marking out previous session lows. Simple as that. We mark them out, and then we wait for them to get swept. So that's step 2. Step 3, once we've swept, I'm waiting for a fake out. Now, a fake out, you've probably never heard of it before, and I'll show you what it is when we go through the trade. But it's basically a way of just catching out the early move, which I used to get caught out on all the time. So we've had the sweep, and then we wait for the fake out. That's step 3. Then step 4, we're just waiting for the break of structure. The break of structure is in line with your bias. So if we're bearish, we're waiting for a break of structure to the downside. And if we're bullish, we're waiting for a break of structure to the upside to a fractal. We use the same process as the bias. We identify the break of structure by it happening to a fractal. And then the 5th and the final step is the entry. I use the fixed entry. I use a fib level, which means that I use the same entry every single day. So that's the 5-step checklist that I use every single day coming into the market to avoid any guesswork. If I miss one of these, I don't trade. Simple as that. So now I'll go through the trade. So step 1, bias, 4-hour. So we come onto the 4-hour chart here. Let me just get rid of this so you don't see. Boom. So these are the fractals. One here, one here. The easiest way I can do it is, has anything closed below this one? No. Has anything closed above this one? No. Has anything closed above this one? No. Has anything closed below this one? Yes. We're below it right now, so we're bearish. Simple as that. On to the next. That's all I do. So that's step 1 done. So now we're bearish on step 1. Now step 2, previous session high or low. Because we're bearish, we're marking out the previous session high, which is right here. And then we're waiting for that to get swept. So this is still step 2 right now. So that gets swept on market open. So that's step 2 done. We've had step 1, which is the bias, which is bearish. Step 2, previous session high sweep. Now step 3, the fake out. So to initiate the fake out zone, you need the first candle in line with your bias. So bearish, first bearish candle right here. The fake out zone would be us dragging the fib from previous plus current session range. So previous session, so the low of previous plus current session to the high of the sweep on a bearish example. And then vice versa for a bullish example, the high of previous plus current session, the low made after the sweep. So in this example, the low of previous session to the high of the sweep. This gives us this blue area here. This gives us our blue area here, which is our fake out zone, which if you see here, we came and tapped into it straight away. So now that's step 3 done. Simple as that. And then we're waiting for step 4, which is a break of structure in line with our bias. So it would be a break of structure to the downside to a fractal. So if I play price out now, so to a fractal, we get that break of structure just there. So that's step 4 done right there. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. As simple as that. Now all I'm waiting for is my entry. Like I say, if I don't have any of these, I don't trade. So I'm waiting for my entry now. My entry, like I said, is fixed as well. Everything I do is fixed. So I drag my fib from the high of the sweep to the low made after the break of structure. And then vice versa for a bullish example, the low of the sweep to the high made after the break of structure. And then my fixed entry would be entry on the 618, stop loss at the 1.025, targeting a fixed 3 risk to reward. And if I play price out, if we don't get tapped in and price goes ahead and extends the range, then we just follow price with the fib. So now this would be our area, this would be our entry, stop loss would just be there, and now our 3Rs down here. Here we go. So we keep playing price out, extend it again, so you keep doing this. Entry on the 618, stop loss there, targeting 1R, targeting 3R, and then we play that out. Small extension again. So now we're in this trade, everything's fixed, I don't move anything. Now I'm in the trade, I set and forget. I set a price limit, I've set a price alert at the stop loss, price alert at the take profit. The only 2 times that I'd manually close would be if there's a news event coming up, or if it's a Friday and we're closing for the weekend. They're the only 2 times I manage the trade. Other than that, I set and forget. So right now, I would set and forget, and I'll just play price out, and we go ahead and smash take profit. That was the 3R trade that I caught using this 5-step checklist that I use every single day to execute the markets. No guessworks, no confusion. I follow that step-by-step checklist day in, day out. That's the 5-step checklist that I use day in, day out